Yeah, here we are back. So, camp at your own risk. Reservoir, right away. They're right to know. So you don't end up getting kicked off the property, which is probably a smart idea. Portable bathroom, pit toilet. Landscaping around it. Some of the trees look like some of them got topped this past spring or summer. Haven't been out here since May. It's nice out here. Beautiful day. 16 degrees Celsius. Leaves are just starting to turn. Today is October 3rd, 2024. Beautiful day for a hike. Hiking, that's for sure. Down here we have some fancy rock art. Oh, we're moving on. Nice sunflowers growing up here too this year. They're pretty tall. Taller than me. Of course, our beautiful flag. Watching bloom in. This way I'll go for a hike around the lake. For everybody. gone down quite a bit, but it was really high this spring. It was up to where the those reddish colored weeds way over there on that side start to grow. It's pretty high. We'll go closer down to the lake here in a little bit. Just take it around. There's a memorial up here for a man who drowned out here in the lake. He was attempting to save his daughter. And they were out on a paddleboard, and she had fallen off the paddleboard and went in the water. And the dad went out there to try to save her. And the girl had jumped on his back because she started to panic. And he ended up going under the water. And when they went out to get him, they couldn't find him for a little bit because he'd sunk to the bottom, I guess, from what I read. And yeah, he passed away right here on the shores of Cavan Lake. No, it's not haunted. I know people are going to ask, but I've come camping out here quite a bit and hiking at night and stuff like that, and never seen anything strange ever. I'm open-minded to it, mind you, but lots of ducks and geese out here, especially this time of the year. Let's cut down this little pathway over here. Some tracks. 100% sure those are deer tracks, because there's lots of deer out here. This here's the memorial for the man I was talking about earlier. I think he was from Newfoundland, from what I read. His name was Christopher Shepard, 1978 to 2011. On one side of the pole here, it has a little tag, Daddy's little girl, Grace, and Daddy's little girl carried on. And here we have a bench for sitting. It says here, if tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, I'd walk right up to heaven and bring you home again. Beautiful little poem. Just so unfortunate that passed away so very young, and left two little girls behind and a wife, I'm sure. That kind of stuff happens. That's why you got to be careful around water. I grew up near on the Great Lakes actually, so I became water wise at a very, very early age, and safety aspects thereof. Weeds are about shoulder high. Coming right down here, we're just about on the old shore here of the lake. Here we are. We're down at the lake. They say this lake was stocked years ago with trout. I honestly don't know if there is any fish left in this lake. I heard there was, possibly, maybe, fish in here. Although it looks like it would be incredibly hard to fish because there are lots of weeds. I mean, there's weeds all the way through here. One of the islands there. Oh, and you can hear the birds and geese out here. You can see all the deer tracks here, all through here really, really well. It's not super soft, but soft enough that I don't want to go too much closer to the edge here. See all the geese footprints in there and these kind of things. You can see the birds flying up over there. You can hear them too really well. You're all riled up when people come out here. Yeah, we'll take a walk around the lake. We'll go this way today. You can hear the pheasants on the other side of the point over here. Right, that's my bait. I'm not a professional YouTuber by any means of the word. I do have the gators that I had bought on. So I do have my gators on. Now, go down over top my shoes on both legs, and that definitely helps keep the little pickers out of your socks. And I'm wearing real low cut hiking shoes, so ducks, those are ducks. Be great duck hunting down here, that's for sure. But it's a park, and they don't really want too many people hunting in the park. And I mean, I can't say I blame them. People come out here to camp and stuff with their families. You don't have to worry, because I don't think any of them are sitting on any kind of nest this time of year. Came out here last year. And just ahead here, I'd say like right straight out here, this was all dry, it was all rocks, and they found a trolling motor out there that had probably been sitting out there for like 10 years maybe. An old Minn Kota electric trolling motor. And the lake goes around there. And it's full now, so you can't get across it. Last fall I walked, or it was actually Christmas Eve, and it was about 15 degrees. It was a beautiful day for Christmas Eve. And I walked right out there, all the way across all the rocks there. Ended up managing to be able to get onto this island. We can see the old Texas farmer gate there and all that kind of thing. I think this is as far as we're going to go on this side though, because it gets pretty stuffy up there. I'll show you more of the lake. I'll go up and around here and So we'll head back up to the hiking path, which is just up this way. These trees. Ooh, baby. That is thick. Thick stuff here. These weeds are tall. These are like 10, 12 feet tall, easy. These ones. Blazing a trail here. Blazing a trail. There we go. Not some week and a half. What the shit? I'll come down along the edge here. Like, there's a. I'm pretty sure years ago this was probably the shoreline. This lake used to be really full and really deep. But over the years, through irrigation and things like that, it's just come really incredibly shallow. Up we go. Whoop. Yep. Wouldn't have it any other way when you're out at the lake. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into better shape here. Took some time off in the gym and vehicles must stay on road. On road. Fall is upon us. See down there. Beautiful colors of leaves and trees and lake out there. This is from up top view of where I was pointing at earlier. I was right down about in front of that tree coming up through those weeds and I came up the hill. Great place to hike, great place to camp, but there's no amenities here. There is electricity, but there is no water, so you have to definitely bring your own water. I see a lot of people that camp out here at Cavan Lake. They have those huge industrial jugs with the steel crates around them. They fill them up in town and bring them out here for a week or 2 weeks or whatever for as long as we're out here camping. In the summertime, it is like, here's that creek. It gets to be about 38, 40 degrees sometimes here in the summertime. It is really hot. That's like, I'd say in between 90 to 110, 115 some days, because it is like the desert prairie, they call it out there. It's like the desert. Back on the road again. There we go, this way. It's interesting because on the other side of this hill here, which you'll see, there's was a landslide on the other side. It's just another part of the reservoir here. All this, like, where this grass here is, all along there, all that used to be underwater, and then the shoreline, you could see where the shoreline was, where the dirt looks like a little pathway there. And the water used to be up really high up here. But over the years with irrigation, like I was saying, just it's lowered. In the springtime, it gets pretty full, but come the fall, it's still being used for irrigation. It's okay. All right, continue on. This hike itself is about 30 minutes. It's a pretty good little hike. Not too steep upgrade or downgrade. It's pretty decent grade, unless you want to cut across the hills or whatever. I'm a pathway kind of guy. Tried and true pathway. Just go for holes, and there's some pretty, I don't know if there's too many coyote dens, but here there's some cactuses growing. Like in my previous video. Up along the hill. You can see the cactuses pretty well. That's what I'm talking about, the desert of the prairies out here. You know, one of the only places in Canada that I know of where prickly pear cactuses and other varieties of cactuses grow. I've never seen it anywhere else in Canada ever. Although I'm not like incredibly well traveled. But I can tell you I've never seen cactuses growing anywhere. in southern Alberta, southeastern Alberta actually. Continue on down the pathway. Good shot of the other side of Cavan Lake, where, like I said, at one point used to be full of, full. You can see it like up, right up to the edge here. Used to be the old shoreline. In the spring, it gets up pretty high, but I'd say more like 10 years ago when this lake actually held, yeah, look here. Only little caterpillar making his way. It's funny because he looks like a monarch caterpillar that would turn into a monarch butterfly. You've guys before. Pretty crazy. So another little surprise along the trail. The thing about these trails is if you stop and take your time and you have a look around, you see all kinds of things that you would never see in the city, or if you're in a rushing along. Come through here, I've seen all kinds of wildlife, coyotes, owls, which to me are beautiful animals. Nice. Sun shining today, it's beautiful. I got the sweater on, of course. Sweater, it's thick and warm. I'll be stopping here in a few to take it off for sure. Take it all off, baby. All of it. Way over there. Way over there. Try to zoom in here. Is some windmills. Way on the other side of this hill there. Windmills. Here it is here. Straight across there, you can see that where the land is broken, that's where they had that sinkhole appear there a few years back. Oh, 10, 15 years for sure, because there's a pretty nice big tree growing in it. 20 years even. You can hear the birds in there. If you look, yeah, right straight across here, you can see where the land had deformed and created a huge sinkhole up in there. See how close I can get you guys here. Down there on the other side. See it? Like I said, I'm not a professional vlogger or YouTuber or anything. This is just a hobby. That's it. I did learn all this stuff from, of course, watching YouTubers, and now I have a pistol grip holder, which is way easier to carry and mount everything on than the selfie stick type of holder, but either way, you see it way better. I'll zoom in and get some stills on the video for you guys to see. Alright, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. I'm just about back at the vehicle, and then we're going to go check out the inside of the campground. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes here, and we'll be checking out another part of the campground. Okay, so we've reached the other part of the lake here. Up around here is where I'm going to take you down and show you where the old boat launch used to be. I guess it still is considered a bit of a boat launch if you have a kayak or a canoe. I think that's about all you're going to be bringing in here. So the irrigation pipes going down to the lake. This here used to be the old boat launch over here. This is. Definitely don't let them catch a ride, because that zebra mussels, especially coming from Ontario here, these zebra mussels are major invasive species. Quagga mussels, zebra mussels, and they're razor sharp. And the Eurasian water milfoil are also very invasive species. So keep your boats clean. And trailers. Big hawk way over there. Oh, there he goes. You see all kinds of wildlife out here. It's a beautiful place. Come and spend an afternoon or a day out hiking. It's pretty cool. There are fossils out here too. People have found rocks that have contained fossils and things like that in them. I've yet to find one out here that contains any kind of fossils. I've looked at all kinds of rocks out here and found some pretty neat rocks. I love rocks. I'm a rock collector. Go do a video on my rock collection one day. I have to buy a pickup truck pretty soon if I keep collecting any more rocks. So we're getting to the boat launch here. This is the old boat launch used to be. It's closed now because the lake has receded so far down that there is just no way you could ever launch a boat here. About 5 years ago, a friend of mine came out here with his boat, and the gate was unlocked, and we were able to drive down a pretty good portion of the way. It's just long since dried up, and all this is overgrown. All this used to be the boat you see down here in the rocks, and this used to be like a bricky boat launch. Just then, now you can see where those posts are over there. They were the posts that guided you down into the water when the water used to be up this high here. There's a pathway coming up through these weeds again. These weeds are, I can't believe how like overgrown this has become. So, there's still some bees though. You can hear the bees through here. They don't bother me too much. I'm not allergic to them or anything. Yeah, and the water used to be right where I'm walking. The water used to be up to here, and over there, all that up to these trees, and even past these trees, this all used to be underwater. So that would be probably good. Now it's hard to measure depth, but I can tell you it's probably about 20 feet at this point, 15 or 20 feet. Enough to launch. There used to be a lot of boats out here. People used to come out here quite a bit, boating and stuff. Back in up until the 2010s, I'd say, and then the water receded so far back, and you can't even get anywhere near the lake now. Like you said, unless you have a canoe or a kayak, which I've considered coming kayaking out here. And they say that they had stocked this pond, or sorry, pond, yeah. Well, where I'm from, it's a pond. This lake with trout, and I'm pretty sure there's other species in this water as well. But they say there's nothing in here, but I don't think too many people have ever tried fishing in here since the water receded down either. So it's really hard to say. This spring I came for a drive out here when it was really full, and there was a gentleman out here walking. He was from Saskatchewan, and he was asking me if I knew if there was any fish in here, and I said I'm not too sure. But if there are fish in here, which I'm pretty sure there probably still is, because I mean it gets low, but not incredibly low. Where they're probably, I'll step down. So yeah, but you can see the weeds and all that stuff there in the water. It's pretty low. All this way. Those islands up to the trees are underwater even. And then you can see across the lake over there, there's an island. And the water used to be almost right up to the top of that island. So it was, I'd say that's a good 20 feet. And this is the other end of Cavan Lake. And where I was hiking earlier is, come around here, it's way on the other side of that point. Way around the corner over there is where I was hiking earlier in the video. Good, I'm gonna head back. So let's go down here and you can see the old water line. How far it's receded. It's receded from way further up there, even the old boat launches to my left, to our left there. So I'm standing up on that little embankment there, looking up and over the old boat launch used to be just on the other side of these little brushy trees there, where it used to come down to. It happens though, because it was originally designed for irrigation anyways, so I mean, yeah, farmers use it to irrigate their properties and their pastures and their animals, I'm assuming, drink from it, because there are ranchers out here that let their cows free roam around on their property, and they come down and drink the water out of the lake. Not enough it's causing global warming or anything like that, but quite a bit. And here's the way back up. Take this little trail full of fun, fuzzy stuff. This here is where the old boat launch used to be. the trail I'm walking up now. There you go, through some more 8-foot plus tall weeds. Standing shoulder high. Except we're not at the 100th meridian. Little birds in the tree. Saying hi. And check out this rock here. This rock is really cool. This rock has a bunch of different rocks inside of it. And you can see some here where there used to be seashells growing inside the rocks there. Little grasshopper. Hello, dude. Let him go on his way. That road there just goes along the edge of the lake all the way back to the campsite and stuff, and that kind of deal. Way over there is just the rest of the lake. Great places to come and camp where you don't have to pay. But here at Cavan Lake, the campground itself is very reasonable rates. It's $21 per night in a non-service site, $31 a night for service sites. Not serviced with water, but electricity. And they have vault toilets, pit toilets, or whatever you want to call them. And we're coming up here. This here's the old camp cook shack. Cook shack. I don't think they use it too much anymore though. Unless they have like birthday parties or whatever. A lot of, there's a huge bird's nest up there. There's a couple of them. Right in the peak. Hard to see. There's another one there in the rafters. And full of maple bugs. You can see all little maple bugs. They're inside as well. There's tons, thousands of maple bugs out there. And good look. Ooh. That was a big plant. You can see inside or not. But yeah. There's a bit of a view of the inside if you can see it. Some chairs and stuff. And they have picnics and cookouts out here every once in a while. Look at the other side. And on the side they have old horseshoe pits. Over there. People will play horseshoes and have gatherings. That's more like the 70s, 80s, 90s. People don't play horseshoes much anymore. Fun game though. I love it. I'd still play it if I had horseshoes. I'm gonna have to get some. I have a lucky horseshoe under the front seat of my van that I found a long time ago. And I have an old penny in my van too for good luck. And so far, so good. This is a wood pile here. That's where you can come get your wood. If you so desire. Some pretty big logs. I mean, if you have a log splitter, this is heaven. If you have a log splitter, you'd have logs and firewood for the entire summer. Like, you'd be good to go. Log splitter is the way to go. They supply it though. The park supplies all the wood here. In Cypress County. You see the sticker there? Cypress County. And yes, we camp out in the Cypress Hills and listen to Cypress Hill. It's fun. Just gonna go back over here. They pile some pretty good looking walking sticks out over here. Very good looking walking sticks in here. A pile of them. It's pretty neat. A Gandalf looking kind of stick here. Check that out. Gandalf stick. I don't want to keep this one. Except Gandalf was a lot taller than I am. Pretty cool stuff out here. I find lots of firewood, boy. Like, I haven't been out here camping in quite some time, but about a year. Last year, actually. I think this time was the last time I was out here camping. Yeah, I love it out here. That was pretty cool. But, fellow camper coming down. He's probably going to want to chit chat, so I'll have to put you guys on pause here for a little bit. It's Cavan. Hello. How are you? Yeah. Pardon? No, just doing a video. Doing a video. Okay, so we'll go up this way here and check out the campground. One of the inner parks. So I found out this park here, it'll be closed October 10th. You come here and you can self-register. Self-registration booth straight ahead here. And nice little park. I love camping out here. And yeah, it's $21 per night, $31.50 with power, GST included. Then you put your deposit in the safe there and they come and collect it. And you have your washrooms here, men and women. So 15-kilometer-an-hour speed limit through the park, which is good because there is a park here for kids to play at and stuff. So we're gonna take you for a walk around the loop. But first we'll check out the old Cavan Lake Municipal Recreation Area. No, I have not had a beer yet. So here we are. In appreciation of the community spirit and the dedicated volunteers who made this project possible, Alan Highland, MLA, the Honorable Peter Trinke, Minister, 1985, Alberta Recreation and Parks. And thank you. It is a beautiful park. It's a beautiful place to come and camp. And of course, for dog owners, we keep it respectable for everybody. Poop and scoop area. And over here we have caretaker's lot. Caretaker and host lot. It's a very nice lot. Fit a 25-footer in there, no problem. Nice air conditioner. Coming across a huge tree. Starting to turn yellow already. That's a good sign. Fall's on its way. So I was just speaking with a lady who camps out here, seasonal camper. She was saying that it was a beautiful year out here, and the weather was really nice. But the rain did help, though. It helps out here because the irrigation is pretty well nil, because there are farmers that do they do take water from the other end of the lake where I showed you at the beginning of the video, and water their crops and stuff like that every year with it. And I think just ahead is it's a female. It's gross, a little gross. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, little bush chickens, we call them in Ontario. Site 7 here. Site 7 is a beautiful site. It's beautiful sites out here. Nice campground. In the summertime, it's hotter than hell, I ain't gonna lie. It's brutal out here in the summertime. You need to have an air conditioner in your camper. And then on the side of the park here, we have pit stop toilets, male and female, men and women. And then some more seasonal sites here. And then we come back over here. So this is the back of the loop. We go this way here. This is the way we came up. Way down there is where I'm parked by the lunch shack. And come this way. And in here we have sites number 11, 10, 11, and 12 back here. These sites back here are $21 per night. They're not seasonal sites. These are for anybody who wants to come out and camp. But yeah, they are closing it, so there's no picnic tables out here. Note to self, when we come out camping this week, which we are, bring table. I love this site. This is my favorite site of the whole campground. And these trees back here, there are berry trees, and you can pick them and can them and turn them into jam and stuff. They're not Saskatoon berries. I forget what they're called. And no Ranger Rick, but I know you can eat them. So this is site number 10. Yeah. All right, moving on down the loop. So we're back into the loop here. This is site number 11. This is another one of my favorite sites as well. Site number 10 is my favorite site, but if I can't get site number 10, I'll like site number 11 as well. So it's a nice size site. And it's the thing about these sites here is they're very private. Like, yeah, you come in here and little bush chickens out here. You could eat them. And you have your stone, you have your fire pits. You have a lot of privacy on these sites here, I find, because you're backed by trees here. You're protected by trees here in the coming around the loop. So it's pretty private, although this little hole in the trees here looks like somebody had put here recently, because that wasn't like that before. Well, at least last year it wasn't. That's site number 11. And we're coming up to site number 12. This is a pretty open site. I can come back to you, give you guys a bit of a view. This site back here is, pretty decent, I guess. This is site number 12 here. And come back in, you have your little pad here to back your trailer up, but I tent it or hammock it usually when I camp. I don't own a trailer. And you got this little fire pit, fire ring. And they all have grills on them, a little pot warmer on top. Keep your food warm, I guess, while you're cooking your steaks. You come down along here. Backside of Site 12. It's a pretty fair sized site. You could probably get a good 4 or 5 tents on here if you wanted to. And coming back out. Back to the right here. Site 12. Right here. Alright, carrying on. There are water spigots out here along the park lake here. There's spigots, but I don't think there's water to them because the lake is so low and it sucks for the people camping out here that they don't have access to really water. Everybody who's a seasonal here, like I said, they bring out their big crates, their industrial crates of water out here and stuff. And they hook a pump up usually to their trailers to do the dishes and things. And I know over here we have a nice playground. It's an older school playground, but it's fun. Kids love it. I love it. Oh, here comes the crunch of the fall. Love that sound, but in a way it is so bittersweet because we know winter is coming. Alright, so here we are. We have a little playground here. A place for kids to come and enjoy when they're out here camping with their parents or grandparents. Great place to come and bring your children and grandkids. It's a very safe campground. From what I'm to understand, back in the day, a few years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago, this used to be quite the party campground and was some trouble here at one point, but I think they've cleaned it up. And these are all the seasonal sites on the other side of the road in the park. Seasonals that come out here. They clean up their sites very well when they leave for the season. They pull their trailers out and look forward to another year when they come back. I'm not going to show their trailers here, but I'm not going to show too much of their private property. I'm going to try to keep it low here, so I'm just going to come around because there's a trailer right in front of me, but it's, like I said, I don't want to get other people's privacy. Although I will show, these are the water containers I'm talking about. Something like that. The bathrooms are the pit toilets and washrooms are fairly kept. The people take good care of them out here. This one here is a metal one. This is one up by the circle camp area with the loop camping. This one here is the best one in the whole park. Yeah, you can't beat this pit toilet. Lovely, clean, not very foul. Alright, back at the gate. So I think we're going to end our video here, folks. This is where I'm going to end it for today. It's been a trip. I'm looking forward to coming camping out here this week. We'll do one last camp before the end of the year. The weather has been nominal and cooperative, so. Alright, until next time, I'm going to bid you all adieu, and we will see you again.